This influencer and coach, her name is currently everywhere. She's super trending. And I want to share some big lessons from what I've seen, right? Her name is Sadia Khan. I don't know too much about her. I've just seen her on a couple TikToks over the years. I just want to be super honest. I'm going to share a few lessons, a few things I've seen, just briefly from hearing or understanding what's going on. But before I dive into it, I just want to be super transparent with myself and who I am, right? I made a pact to myself a long time ago when I first got into social media, when I first got into the content creation game, that I would never publicly criticize anyone. So this video here today isn't to criticize her, isn't to paint her to be a hero or a villain. I'm just here to kind of observe a little bit and just share a few lessons that we can all take and have a conversation about, I hope, as business owners, as coaches, from this dating coach, that we can all add to it. From what I understand, just to give you a synopsis as to what we're talking about, she is a dating coach that's charging like $5,000 or $6,000 per hour to help men get women or get dates or find a love of their life. But she was recently caught in a scandal where she was caught having an affair with someone, and she was then sending voice notes to his wife, basically admitting to it or something along the lines, right? That's kind of the story, from what I understand. And one big thing I want to kind of start off here is, when you're getting into these coaching programs, when you're getting into coaching, mentoring, when you're getting into any program and you're doing all of these things, one of the best things you can do, and I actually learned this the hard way, is to not look at people as this kind of big and mighty hero on the front end, because they're just normal people like you and me. So no one is perfect. No one is this all and mighty hero that has everything figured out. They're just good content creators. They're good business people. Maybe they have a skill you want to learn, but no one is truly perfect. And almost having that mindset when you're going into relationships from a business perspective, from a coaching, it can relieve a lot of stress, it can relieve a lot of anxiety, and it can also make you very clear-headed going into programs, right? Because if you know exactly like what you're getting into the program for, and you realize the person is just there and he's very good at a skill set or a particular skill set, and you're trying to learn that skill set, it makes it far easier for you to go into that relationship, okay, I've joined a program, I'm here for 6 months, I'm here for 12 months, whatever the program is. I'm here to learn this, this, and this, and get myself from here to here. That's my goal, right? I'm seeing them post. There's a lot of people doing this in the fitness business mentorship space that I'm in as well. But you can see people in Bali, you can see people in Dubai with the beach in the backdrop and stuff like that. And if you want to live their lifestyle, it's fine, it's amazing, it's great to have, but you almost want to break down how exactly you want to get there and what does your dream lifestyle look like, right? That's one of the first things that we can all take away from this. Almost to not put anyone on a big pedestal and just thinking this person has everything figured out. I'm going to listen to them for everything, for life, for business, for mindset, for coaching, for relationships. And if I join their program in 6 months' time, I'm going to live the exact same lifestyle as them. The spoiler alert is you're just not, because they've lived the last 20 years, 30 years building this. You're probably going to be moving forward towards your ideal of perfect, whatever that is, or your ideal of your dream, right? But don't get too caught up in trying to idolize people too much on social media. Find where you want to go. Like, one thing I do personally, which helps me a lot, is I journal a lot using AI and ChatGPT in particular. I journal in terms of where I'm at now, where I want to be in 1 year time, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And then from there, I just look at who has the skill sets that I need from, sales, from, I'm working with a hypnotherapist at the minute to help with a few mindset issues. So like, I have these things, but then I identify what are the weaknesses, and then I actually go to solve them, to go to a particular person that has what I need to be able to go forward, right? That's one of the very first things that I would be looking at here. So you're not falling into this trap where you join someone like this dating coach, or you join someone with these false pretenses of, if I join them, I'm going to have my life perfect. And that's one mistake I actually made when I first started joining mentorships, coaching programs. I was looking at people 10 years older than me, 15 years older than me. I was like, their life's perfect. The guy drives an Aston Martin. He must be really good. If I just join the program 6 months from now, I can do the same, right? The reality is you probably need a longer time frame to do that goal if that's your true goal. And also, as a byproduct on that as well, one big thing is like set goals specific to where you are now and where you want to go. That's the first thing we can learn from this controversy. The second thing we can actually learn is not specific to her necessarily, but it's specific to the space in general. One bad habit I fell into is watching a lot of these controversy theories like a year ago, 2 years ago. I was watching like mini documentaries about Iman Gadzhi or whoever it might be, and like they'll be like, this guy's doing this, he's such a bad person for doing this, or this person's just done this in the crypto space, or this person's done this. There's always going to be some kind of drama. Someone's gone to prison like 3 months ago, right? In Dubai. So like all of these things are happening. But if you're watching these bits of content, if you're watching this on your TikTok, on your YouTube, even if you have friends and family that are talking about these kind of stuff constantly to you, what you don't realize is happening is you're trying to build a business with the handbrake on the car, because subconsciously you have all of these limiting beliefs and you're installing more and more every single week, every single day, the more you watch these videos. I'm not saying you need to go in blind to these things, but I'm watching it's much more healthier and a much more proactive and productive way to be is to look at people you want to emulate and watch podcasts, watch people that are moving forward, that are on a higher frequency, rather than always watching people complaining, people being negative, because that is addicting for most people. Like negative content is entertaining, it's addictive, but it brings your frequency right down. And when it brings your frequency down, it makes you operate at a much worse level, and it makes you not be able to push as hard, be as productive, be as focused to drive the success of your coaching business forward. These are a few big lessons we can take from this controversy and what's happening. Of course, I choose to stay neutral. I choose to not comment on the situation because I don't know enough, and I don't want to know enough. I don't want to know anymore. But whatever situation is going on, whatever controversy is going on, one of the biggest things we can look at is, what are we feeding our mind? Is that allowing us to grow? Is that allowing us to push forward? And the second thing is to be more objective and less emotional. When you're going into coaching programs, when you're going into mentorships, like we do this with our clients all the time. The very first call we have with every client I work with is to set out exactly where they're at now and where do they want to be 6 months from now? Where do they want to be 12 months from now? And then I'm going to be objective. Like, is this realistic? Is this possible? Can you get there? Like, I was on a call 2 weeks ago. Someone booked a call from from these videos, right? And a young guy in his 20s, early 20s. He has no clients from his coaching business, but he wants to scale to 20k months by the end of the year because he sees a lot of wins from people on social media. And I was honest, right? Like, I'll be honest. I'll be like, dude, it's probably not going to happen. It's probably not a realistic goal, especially because right now you're posting one post a week. You have so much more that you need to learn and so much more that you need to do to be able to drive that forward. At the moment, we can probably get you to your first 5k, 6k per month by the end of the year with hard work, but to get you to 20 to 30, it's probably highly unlikely going to happen by the end of the year. It's good to have goals that are ambitious, but to stretch out the timeline and make them hyper specific to yourself. If you do that, you'd be happier, you'd be more fulfilled, but you'd also be able to drive your business forward at a much faster rate to succeed as well. If you found this video helpful, it's a very different type of content I usually post. Make sure to hit like, make sure to hit subscribe, so I know you like this kind of content, you want me to post more. If you want to watch something more tactical and more specific with growing your coaching business forward, down below, I will link a video, which is a case study video of me and my client Dylan and how we grew his coaching business inside 6 months from zero, working in Nike, to building a coaching business, making consistent 5K months fully online. If you want to watch that video and you want to copy the steps so you can do the same, there'll be a link that you can watch that video on YouTube completely for free. And I'll see you next time.